Okay, I just took a boil off of the stove, so I thought I would share a reveal with you guys. New ones are always asking me, well, how does it start off? So you'll be able to see here what it looks like before it gets all dried up. Hey, Peggy. Hi, Linda. Look at this. This is for those of you that aren't sure what I'm doing, I do a eco dyeing of plants, and I just took a bundle off of the stove while Jessica was doing her live. I had it on my stove, and I don't see her no more. So I thought, well, I'll share this with you as I undo my bundle. Vicky. All right. So these leaves, I'm not sure what they are because they're some of the ones that I confiscated last fall off of different parking lots. I know where the tree is, but I don't know the name. So I'll be going back in the springtime and see if I get the same results with the spring leaves as I did with the fall leaves. Some trees are the same and some aren't, so it'll be interesting. I got a little journal going. Yeah, Peg, they do change a lot when they dry. I did some earlier. We had a nice breezy day today, warm for this time of year. And so I got to dry them all outside. They're all dry. I'll show them to you once I get these all out. This is a little bigger. I'm just going to leave this one in half. Now this is copy paper, and this is legal size copy paper. So it's a little big here for my pan that I'm going to put it on. So what have you ladies been up to? I've just been boiling all day. Ooh, look at that. I like how that came out. Now these just, literally, they just came out. So they're kind of, first of all, they're hot and they're very delicate. Ooh. Oh, see the way I have these on here, I can't even show them to you because there we go. They're opening up in a weird way. Now this is just your regular red cabbage, but obviously it does not stay red. Cool. Bluegrass. There's a couple of groups. Well, my husband has some music, and now I just went brain dead of who he likes. I know you know who she is. It's a woman, but her name escapes me right now. Hey, Luz. I got your box. I'm looking at it over in the corner as we speak. Ooh, look at that. Yes, it is. Alison Krauss. Yes. You know, so many people don't even know who she is. And I read the other day that she has won the most Grammys in Grammy history. And the average person hasn't even heard of her. That's funny. Or maybe not. Maybe not so funny. Okay, this again, I don't know what this is, but these are eucalyptus. I went down to our little florist down here, downtown, and I said, how much do you charge for blah, 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 different types of eucalyptus? And so then he started asking me what I was going to do with them. So I always carry a sample of it in the vehicle. So I went to go get the sample, some paper samples, and showed him. So he was kind of intrigued. So he says, well, he goes, I'll sell you a big bundle for $15. Well, that was pretty reasonable because I've priced them, and eucalyptus is not cheap, in a nice size bundle. So he says, well, I won't be, we'll have it in tomorrow. I won't be here, but my partner here, Dave, he'll take care of you. And I said, okay, he'll give you a call when it comes in. So they call me and I go in, and they were so sweet. They gave me 2 big bundles for the $15. So I was a happy camper, especially since I'm always, stealing them off of the street and and parking lots. Now I feel like I'm, hot stuff, paying for stuff now, And then I was reading about different flowers that have the different tannins. So I'm already clearing out my flower beds that had annuals in them and some of my pots. And now my whole garden is just going to be dedicated toward whole yard. I mean, just my little section here outside my studio. The dogs rule the rest of the yard. But I'm only going to be planting things that I'm going to be printing with. So that'll be fun. That will have a lot to work with. Hi, Patricia. What makes the blue color? It was the cabbage. It bled. Where's a piece of the, just the regular red cabbage. Where's a piece right now? It's around here somewhere. We don't have any deer in our area, Peggy. And if we did, they wouldn't be around. We have 4 big dogs that don't let anything in the yard that's not supposed to be in the yard. And our area is completely fenced in. And even though it's in the area that I live in is the old area of town, we do live just about, I don't know, 7 blocks from downtown. So if you look in my yard, if I showed you pictures of my yard, it looks like I'm out in the country somewhere. But in reality, I'm just in the old part of town. What I do have problems with are squirrels. They steal all the bulbs. I don't plant any more bulbs because they have stolen everything. They stole my dahlias. They stole my tulips. They stole, what else? Trying to think. Gladiolas. I mean, just think of a bulb. Boom, they stole it. And we have a pecan tree in the back. So they could be eating pecans, year round. But no, they have to steal my stuff. Hi there. You guys were asking about the blue here's the cabbage. This is called eco dyeing, or it's also called boiled books. And you basically print with flowers and leaves, and it's a process of sandwich them in between different types of papers using different kinds of plants, and through trial and error you find out what plants print and what plants don't, what papers you like and what papers you don't. And you print on the paper, and they also do it on fabric. I think this spring I will get adventurous and try. Well, I have tried on some fabrics, but I haven't done it seriously. A serious person would put it on silk. That's what the serious eco dyers do. They do it mostly on silk, and I just haven't done that. But I might try it. Well, see, the problem, Linda, in my yard, this way my yard is situated. It's all enclosed completely, because we have the dogs. But then there's an area that's between my house and my studio, small area, and it's the only place I can put plants because that's where I keep the dogs out of, or else they'll trample all over my plants. So it's kind of a double whammy. I have a section where I can put plants where my dogs can't bother them, but then also it's like freebie time for the squirrels because my dogs can't get in there. So I got to choose my battles. So I'll just opt for being able to plant some flowers and not let my dogs trample them, and give up bulbs, I guess. Pretty cool. These are put in water, and they are boiled. You can steam them and you can bake them. I just choose to do the boiling. Everybody has a reason to do one or the other. And I don't know what my reason is. My reason is this is the first way I tried and it worked. And I'm too lazy to do it any other kind of way right now. But I think this coming new season, this spring when everything starts popping and blooming, I think I'll get a little adventurous and do it a little bit different, some different techniques. It's fun. The whole thing is trial and error. And that's why I tell everybody, if you're going to start doing this and then you like it and you get serious about it, definitely, create a little diary so that you know what you did and what worked, what didn't work. It's not an exact science. It's different every time, but you can get a general feel for certain plants. And, you just get your own technique going. It's funny. I have different individuals that, post their pictures. And before I even know who did those, there's just something, a technique starts developing. At least I can tell, who did those papers. Because, you just start creating a style of your own, what you like, what kind of plants you like to use, what kind of papers you use, how long you leave them, if you cook them, if you steam them. It's funny how you really can see the difference once you get used to it. Ooh, that one kind of tore up. Okay. And there's the eucalyptus. You know, we have, like I said, a pecan tree. We have several other trees. And those crazy squirrels, well, I hate to say this, but, you know, it's nature. Um, they will tease my dogs. They will come all the way down to where they know my dogs can't jump up anymore on a tree and tease them and tease them and tease them. And my dogs have gotten very tricky. And now what my dogs do is they literally will pretend they can only go so high. And the squirrel will come down further and my dogs will get them. I can't tell you how many squirrels since, you know, we've lived here that my dogs have killed. And, you know, I guess they think my dogs are stupid or I don't know what. Maybe they look stupid. But those squirrels are not very bright when it comes to teasing other animals. And whoops, and they're relentless. There's this one, he gets on the roof of my studio and it's a high pitch. And he goes right on the ridge of the roof and the dogs are going crazy. They're over on one side of the house and they run to the other side because he literally will stick his tail and his head onto one side and tease them and then reverse. And then they have to go around, I guess, because they want to make eye contact with him. And he just drives them crazy. And so, of course, you know, if he gets into the wrong position, once he gets down off of the house, you know, he's history and it's next. Poor things. I feel sorry for them, but, you know, it's like they're asking for it. And, you know, and I have big dogs, so it isn't like, you know, they're going to outrun a little yapper or something. And my dogs, they work in conjunction with each other. They're like, I'll take this side, you take that side, and you get them over there in the middle. And that's what they do. You can watch what they're doing. Oh, Linda, that's my husband's one of my favorite dogs of my husband. There was this one, we work, well, we're not getting any more dogs, but we got all of our dogs from this one rescue place. And the lady about a year ago calls up my husband. She knows he's a soft sell, and she had a Great Pyrenees, and she was trying to find a home, and she knew we had gotten big dogs from her, so she was hoping we'd take the dog. And I told my husband, I said, you and your next wife can get as many dogs as you want. I've already given up my house to 4 dogs. I'm not, you know, I have another space in my house for another one. Because, you know, our dogs, I mean, they're big dogs and they end up, you know, being inside dogs. Ah, it's crazy. And I said, nope, no more. Sorry. But he'd love to have one of those. Now this here, ooh, see how pretty that is? This is from a sumac. Now you guys that live up in the northeast, I know that they're poisonous up there, but the variety that we have here, they're not poisonous. So don't go like, rosemary, those are poisonous. Our sumacs here aren't. So I know I scared one lady one time. She goes, oh, rosemary, you're going to get sick. And, you know, I didn't know that much about them. So I looked it up and I go, oh, I'm glad she was wrong. Yeah, Linda, those dogs. We've got, well, we have we had three dogs that we rescued, and we had them for about oh 12, 13 years. And within, I think within a 2 year period of time, we ended up having to put them down for various reasons. Whoops. Oh no. One of them had cancer, and, we tried what we could, but it was, just kind of all over the place. Had to put him down. Then another one that we had since it was a puppy, we rescued it out of a parking lot, him and her and her sister. And the day after we got them their shots, um, the one dog showed signs of parvo. So they both obviously had been exposed before we were able to get them their shots. And so somehow, somehow we took them to the vet, but still, I guess not all small puppies, survive parvo. And she did, but they told us that when dogs like that have it, it kind of weakens their immune system, and it affects their liver and their kidneys, and that usually that's what they'll end up dying from. And they usually live around 7 or 8 years. And almost like to the moment, she lived 8 years, and then all of a sudden one day she just stopped eating, and we took her in, and they said, yeah, it's failing. So she had 8 great years, and then her sister lived to be 14. So then after we didn't have those, my husband says, oh, we need some more dogs. So that's when we found the rescue lady that's close by. We got one dog, and then we got another dog. And then my husband was involved with some kind of a rescue something. I forget the name of it right now. But they were rescuing these dogs that were out living on these railroad tracks. There was a pack, literally a pack of dogs out in this industrial area. And so their little group would collect food from donations and different things, money, and go buy dog food. And they would go and try to feed them and rescue them. And then, depending on what kind of physical condition they were in, they would find them homes. So while they were out there doing that, they came across a litter of small puppies, and they ended up rescuing 4 of the puppies, and one of the puppies just kept evading them. No matter what they would do, they just couldn't get him. So he was already like 3 months, or a little older than 3 months. So they were saying after a certain period, they become, kind of wild, feral dog. And sometimes past a certain point, you can't really bring them back. So anyway, one thing led to another, and they captured him. He came home with us so that we could, see if he'd be suitable for adoption. I knew once, they chose us to foster him, I already knew my husband wasn't going to give him up. So we have him, and then somewhere, some other county, they had a Rottweiler, and it was like a voluntary place where they worked there, a lot of volunteers, and they were afraid of the Rottweiler, and they wouldn't go in, and they wouldn't walk her, or we were afraid to feed her. They just threw stuff at her, and they were going to put her down. So then this lady that runs the rescue, they called her up and said, hey, can you take her? So she took her, and then she calls up my husband. Oh boy. So we ended up with her. And then I think it was about a year later, we had another phone call, and they had this crazy German Shepherd that nobody could handle. And now he's a big baby over here with us. So I said, that's it for a while. We have the mutt, we have a German Shepherd, and we have 2 Rottweilers. And it's like, that's enough. One of our Rottweilers hasn't been feeling well, but when we don't know how old he is, he was a rescue too, and he's got arthritis and all kinds of issues. But he just keeps plugging along. Whew, boy, these all did some pretty cool printing. If I do say myself, well, I had nothing to do with it, really. Hi, Valerie. And whoever else I missed. Hi, Scotty. I haven't been looking up. I've been too busy gabbing and picking up leaves. Now, a couple of these leaves, like I said, I did some earlier today. So I thought I would test it out and see if I could use my leaves over again. And now this one right here is the second time that I printed with it. So I don't think it'll work with all leaves, but I knew that this one, had a high concentration of tannin, which is what, makes the prints be intense. So, so if you guys try anything like this, depending on the leaves that you use in your area, do a few of them twice and see what kind of results you get. You might be pleasantly surprised. See, that's a second one. Second time doing it. Now, see, that one was the second time, but it really didn't do anything. So I guess that one was all boiled out. And this one also is the second time. And see, they left a little print. Not as intense as the original would have been, but pretty cool nonetheless. Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, now if you guys hold on for just a second, I'll go get the dried ones that I did earlier today. And you'll see, whoops, let me get my foot off this cord here. And you'll be able to see what they look like. Those particular ones, once they're dry. Hold on. Okay, now this one I just put very, very little cabbage in this one. So you didn't get a lot of the blue. And then I put some, look at my hands all. And then in the water, I put a little bit of dried hibiscus leaves, the type that you would get to make tea with. So that's what I threw in there. So that's where the pinkish comes from. But I like how these came out too. Woo! See, that's the one where I set this one right here. Hold on. It's right on top. I'll show you. That was the original print. And then this is when I used it again, the same leaf. So obviously, it's not as intense, but it still gives a little whisper of the pattern. This way. You can see both sides that way. And this is some fern that I bought. Just those kind of ferns that you can put in you know, floral arrangements. And then I don't know if it shows up very well, but all these little speckles that you see around here, those are, I threw, what am I trying to say? I got a tea bag, just a regular dark tea, and I sprinkled some of the dry tea on there as I was piling up my papers. Now this is a different paper. These right here that I just showed you, those are just regular copy paper. And this one is resume paper, that more of a linen type. And it feels a lot differently. And I think it takes, because it has more cotton content, it prints better. It takes the print better, it absorbs the color more. And you'll find that playing around with your different types of papers, what you like the best. Scotty, I asked a couple of places, and they were kind of snotty. I thought they would be nice, and they said, we don't have any leftover flowers. We only get the best, and we use them all. Oh, okay. So that was a few other people I had asked. So these guys that were nice to me, I haven't asked them yet. So they seem to have a different attitude. So I think I'll ask them. You know, or maybe I'll just go into their trash in the back in the alley. And then some of the other places, like I asked Sam's and places like that, and they take them to, you know, like convalescent homes or hospitals and things like that, if they're still, you know, in halfway good condition. And usually they are. It's just that the date, you know, the date for them to remove them has, you know, come and gone. So that's what they do with their flowers. They donate them. These pages here are just a regular copy paper size. What's that? 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11.5. I don't even know the size of a copy paper. That's pretty bad. Just a standard that you put into your printer. But I use all different sizes. If I use bigger ones, I just fold them, or I'll, you know, cut them. Like some of the watercolor paper is bigger, so I'll fold them in half, or I'll cut them down, or I'll just put them in a, you know, a larger pan. Ooh, look how this one, all the cabbage, what that did. That looks pretty cool. It's almost like watercolor. Yeah, I get lots of orders for my papers, and I don't know how many of you have Etsy shop, but when you go into your shop, it shows how many people have their stuff in the cart of any given thing that you're selling. And right now for my papers, I have 25 people that have it in their cart, and I'm thinking, what if all at the same time they decide, click, I don't have enough paper for them all. so so I said, oh my goodness, I think I need to get on the ball and make some paper in case people get click happy. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in and share this with you. I don't have anything else really going on. Well, I do, but it's in the other room. But I encourage you, I have a video up. Let me think. It wasn't last September. Okay, last September would have been 2018. So September of 2017, I have a video. It was only the second time I had done this. And so I go through what I knew at the time, because obviously my second time I didn't know all that much, but I do have a video that shows you step by step what I did based on what I knew then. And since then, in my Etsy shop, I have a workshop based on all the things in the year and a half that I learned. But if you're a beginner, you can go to that video, the one September 2017, and it will give you all the basics. And, you can just go from there. You can do your own research and, basically trial and error like I did, and a lot of reading and checking out blogs and all that stuff. And since then, some other people have started doing this, and they have videos also sharing, how they do it. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's very relaxing to me. You know, I enjoy it a lot. And I like putting them in my journals. I haven't made one lately because the paper's just been kind of going. But I've made quite a few journals, nature type journals with these papers. And I have one planning, spring's coming. We got to make our little fun journals with all of our little spring stuff. So that's what I'll be doing. So let me see here. Let me read in the comments. Yeah, Michelle, we did it. Yeah, I've seen there's several people already that are starting to scan these papers and sell them. The only thing I say about that, and I guess maybe I'm just being a snob, is that when you print them, yes, they do look pretty. But you know what? You don't get the feel. And those of us that are into papers and textiles and feeling stuff, half of the beauty of paper is the feel and the texture that these plants make on the paper. So, if you're not a snob like me, then, it probably wouldn't bother you at all to print them out because they do look really pretty. I've seen some of the ladies out there that have made some digitals, but I just like here, you can feel all of that right there. And it's all, and even that right there, it's really tiny, but it just feels so different. And all of that, I don't know if you could even see all that, but it's just different. So, but as far as if you're the type of person that makes a lot of journals, and obviously it costs money to buy them, and if you don't have the time to do them yourself, then yeah, the digital is the way to go. But I still partial to all the bumps and all the bumps and the texture and everything else. Plus, they have a certain smell. you know, all the smells. Like these two batches really smell pretty cool because they're filled with because these are right here. That's all these that look like that. That's all eucalyptus. So when I was boiling this, I didn't on purpose. I didn't put anything that had any kind of odors of any kind. And so all you could smell was the eucalyptus. And I have some other papers. They're almost gone. But I threw curry in there. And oh, they smell so good. I mean, if you like the smell of curry. And so, you know, when I'm folding them up and put them in the packages, I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I hope this person thinks curry smells good, because when they open it up, that's all they're going to smell. No, it was a good suggestion. A lot of people do it, and more power to them. Like I say, you know, not everybody has the time to do this, and not everybody has the money to purchase them. And the digital is the way to go. And I was thinking maybe I should scan some of these. Like this one, I think is really pretty. And just start compiling maybe a file of my favorite ones. And then when I get the nerve, maybe I will do that. Once I have enough that I think will really print really well. Because see, this will really print really pretty. I know that already. That would be gorgeous. But see, this side, I don't think it would show up too good. This one too. This one would look really nice. I have some pinks. They're gone already that I did. That if I thought about that, they were really pretty. Those should have been scanned. But it's a good idea. It's a good idea. There's a couple in here I should do. Like this one. Look how pretty that one would look. Oh, it doesn't show up on the monitor very good. But this one's really beautiful because it's got all this really pretty blue-green from the sumac. And it's got like 4 or 5 different greens. And of course, then it has from the... But anyway, I encourage you guys to try it at least once. If you're so inclined. If you're the type that likes to experiment. Because it's definitely an experiment. And if you're not easily discouraged, because all plants don't work. All paper doesn't work. You have to be kind of adventurous to do this. But once you get your stride and find out what works for you and what plants you have in your area, you know, you just might get hooked. Ooh, that one would look cool too. I like this. Hey, Donna. I'm looking up. I missed a lot of people, I think. Ooh, 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 look at that. I like that one. Okay, ladies. Well, I am going to have to go. I have to now hang my papers because it's obviously nighttime and I can't put them outside in the sun. So I have one of those, you know, those little small indoor hanger thingers that you can put clothes on and stuff. So I hang my papers on those. And then in the morning, I'll take them outside in the breeze, and they will be dry lickety split. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, do you have any more questions? Let me see. Oh, I don't see no questions. Thank you, ladies, for coming. I don't like to share. I mean, I don't like to keep all the excitement to myself when I do the reveal. I think it's fun. Okay, ladies, next time I do some, I probably will have some flowers next time, hopefully. I don't know about your garden centers, but hopefully I haven't checked. Hopefully they're starting to bring in the flowers, the annuals, so we can start planting and things can start growing and we can start having some fun with some colors. All right, ladies, thanks again. And you know me, I'll pop up when I pop up. Yes, Donna, try eucalyptus. And now just so you know, there's like, I'm not exaggerating, there's over 200 types of eucalyptus. And not all eucalyptus are the same. Some print and some don't. Don't ask me which ones do or don't because I've only tried a few. And I had a friend send me some from California. They were really long, thin and long, and they printed really nice. Then she sent me some that were thin and long, but I could tell they were from a different tree. The thickness was different, and those didn't print at all. So don't get discouraged. I don't know what type you have around you. Oh, you're in Australia. You have them all. Never mind. I didn't know who I was talking to. You know everything about that. Okay, yeah, yeah. Practically everything you have down there is going to print really beautifully. You guys are so spoiled when it comes to the eucalyptus. But yeah, almost all of them print pretty good. But the kind that we have, like in California, not so much. Only a couple of them will print. All right, ladies, again, thanks a lot. And Donna, let me know what's going on when you do it because you're going to have a lot of fun. Have you done this before? Have you done this type of printing? Never. Oh, okay. Well, go on my videos and go back to 2017 in September. And I think I call it something like Boiled Books or something like that. And go check that out and just follow those basic directions the first time you do it. And I think you'll be really pleased with your results. I think you really will. Okay, I got to run. I got to get some more stuff done before I actually go have a snack. It's almost 10 o'clock here, and all I've had is lunch. All right, talk to you guys. Thank you again. Bye.